More than once recently, I've heard someone on YouTube express the opinion that with the SEs getting so good, there's little reason to spend twice as much for an S2 model. In fact, after playing the latest SEs, some have wondered just who the S2s are for. Well, let's take a close look and see if we can shed any light on that. Paul Reed Smith guitars are divided into three groups, setting aside the super expensive limited number private stock guitars and so on. There are, of course, the core models, which are built in Maryland to a very high standard, with prices that reflect the top quality instruments they are. The Import SE line was launched in 2001 as a way to offer a budget-friendly PRS to mainly younger players, but have now evolved into what PRS refers to as a sort of boutique import, and are now played by all kinds of players all over the world. Then, in 2013, the company launched the S2 line to offer the same fit and finish and high-quality materials and attention to detail as the core line, but at a more affordable price. Today, I'm focusing on the S2 and SE versions of the popular McCarty 594. Now, this model is currently produced in all three lines, and the price rises sharply as you move up from the SE to the S2 to the core, more than doubling each time. With the SE selling in the US for $949, the S2 going for $1999, and the core setting you back over $4,600 for the basic model. It's well known the S2 line uses the same pickups as the SE, but those are the only components this model shares. Despite what has been said elsewhere, the bridge and tailpiece of the SE uses the same type of materials and looks identical, but it's not the same. The S2 uses the exact same parts as the core model. Also, the bridge mounts directly to the body on the S2, just like a 50s Les Paul, whereas the SE uses bushings like the majority of mass-produced guitars these days. And the mahogany isn't the same. Of course, the S2 also has a solid flame maple cap, whereas the SE uses plain maple topped with a flamed maple veneer. So construction differences are actually quite significant. Now, a couple of visual details I actually prefer on the SE are the shallow but rounded carve of the top, rather than the S2's bevel, and the use of the maple reveal faux binding on the SE that more closely mimics the core model. Now, the neck carves feel very close, and I understand the S2 profile is identical to the core. So PRS is really making an effort to build SE models that are more than just a visual nod to their upmarket brothers. Now, before recording the playing demos, I made sure to set the two guitars up identically. Same action, same relief, same pickup height, and so on. Now, as you may have heard, even with identical pickups, they don't sound exactly the same. They're close, but not exact. The S2 with its upmarket woods and USA components sounds just a little bit richer. I noticed something similar when I reviewed my S2 Standard 24 last year. Even with the import pickups, it sounded a little more upmarket than the SEs with the same pickups. Now, it's a small difference, but I can hear it. Can you hear it in the mix? Well, you'll have to decide. Both guitars have very nice fretwork, a perfectly cut nut, and a great setup. Yet, somehow again, the S2 plays just that tiny bit smoother and more effortlessly. Now, I'm no luthier, and I'm not entirely certain what to attribute that to, but it's there if you're sensitive to it. That said, I'm guessing it's going to vary somewhat from one example to another. Now, I'm confident in saying that because I own an even less expensive SE, an SE Starla, that plays nearly as effortlessly as my S2s. So who knows? Perhaps with the SEs there's going to be slightly more luck of the draw involved than with the USA models. But to put this in perspective, the SEs still play consistently better than almost anything else at that price point. So in conclusion, the SEs are very nice and amazing for the price. But do they render the S2s redundant, as some have suggested? No, they definitely do not. The S2 feels very much like a core model in terms of playability and responsiveness. Well, once again, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you next week.